Did you get an offer letter, like an employment letter,
Yeah.
from the company?
Yeah. So
Okay.
that was one thing I was looking for. So he gave me the offer letter later before everything was settled. So he said, "Oh, I should look through and see what's in the offer letter." So the offer letter states like I'll be taking 250 BD. So I converted 250 BD back in last year was like 5,000, 6,000 Ghana cedi. So I was like, oh, well, it makes sense because even in Ghana, you can't be working as a private this and be taking that amount of money. So when I see the boss, he talked to me, he asked me to give him my offer letter. And I give him the offer letter. He went to brought him a different offer letter. Which stated like I will be taking 80 BD. And I was like, no, what's this? So I told him he should send me back to my country.
Why was there a difference between 250 to 80 BD?
Yeah, so I didn't understand. I called this guy. This guy told me, you get back to me. I don't know what went on between him and the boss. And the boss told me he'll be giving me 120. So the guy sent me to the border. I've never lived in a room with someone before.
Yeah.
Bahrain was my first experience.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
It was just a student mattress. I was like, huh?
It was 2 beds.
No, just a student mattress.
Okay.
On one side, and the guy also has his own on one side.
Yeah.
So I was like, they told me the next morning. Actually, I didn't have a student mattress on the student bed.
Yeah.
So just full of metal. And they asked me like, hey, this is your bed. Tomorrow you'll get your mattress and those kind of stuff. So I was like, how do you want me to sleep here?
Greetings and thank you so much for joining me once more on the Daring the Desert show. It has been a journey and thank you for your comments. Thank you for giving me stories and telling me what you want to hear about Bahrain. I really appreciate. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing and thank you for your comments. I really appreciate. Today I'm having a sit and chat with one brother from Ghana who was cheated on his job offer in Ghana, and when he came to Bahrain he got something different. Please join me as we go through his story. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation and coming through to the show. So if you can just introduce yourself so that my viewers can get to know you.
Okay. Thanks for welcoming me to your house. I'm Richie Sednam from Ghana, the voter part of Ghana, but I grew up in the capital and the western side too. I'm a footballer as well, a coach. So a coach footballer.
Okay. So how was it growing up in Ghana?
Okay, so growing up in Ghana, I was born in the voter part of Ghana, but my mom and dad are based in the capital of Ghana. So we moved to the capital part while growing up. So I didn't grow up in my birth town, but through my education, I had to move to the western part of Ghana to start my education and even complete my education in the western part of Ghana. Yeah, we are numbers in our family. We are numbers in our family. In my family, my mom, my dad, children. You find girls and you find boys.
Yeah. Okay. And how many are there are in the football industry?
We are only 3.
3 of you, yeah? So at what age did you realize you had a talent of football, and at what age did you start playing football?
Okay, I started playing football when I was very young, like 4 years, because I started school like 4 years with my elder brothers. So in the kindergarten school, which in Ghana we call KG, we have a tournament that they organize. Once you are young, you play tournament and also so while playing, you find yourself interest. Yeah. Interest if only you know how to play. So that was how the passion of football entered me, and we continue from there.
Okay. So you told me that you've been in a club. So if you can just tell us the journey from growing up and joining the club.
Yeah, okay.
in Ghana?
Yeah, I was okay. So I've played a lot of clubs in a lot of regions in Ghana. I've played a club in Western region, Volta region, and even the Greater Accra region. But growing up, my first club was in the Volta region. Where while we moved to the Western region, I also played a club over there. But when I finished my education, I moved back to Accra, and that was where my last club that I played before moving to Bahrain. Yeah, so my last club was in Accra, which is the capital of Ghana.
So I was researching a bit about football, and when you are playing in the clubs, did you have any scouting, like people who come to scout for footballers in Ghana?
Yeah, you normally have people that will come and scout for football, but we are always on the field playing. Maybe they can introduce someone to us. Oh, this person is from this country. They're just going to watch a football. But in Africa, they will not open things to you like just like that. Oh, this what this man is here for you to do. Then this kind of because they want to do their own personal something, so they don't open things for us to see into it that much. You just be doing background something, and later on you just see that one player has moved out of the team, which is something very good. But I think opening things to be the players would have helped Africa a lot.
And do you have people who were scouted out from your team when you were playing?
Growing up, as I was whilst I was playing, whilst I was at the junior side, I was a captain. My assistant captain now plays in Germany. I don't know how he got there, but I could say during while we were playing, give him that chance to be there. But I don't know how he got there. But I never saw any scouting agent in our training ground. But we have people coming from South Africa and a lot of countries that they've introduced to us a lot. But they never told that this is a scouter or this is an agent or something. I know. I never come across anything like that before.
Okay, so moving on, at what point in life did you feel like now I want to go and try greener pastures in another country? And did you make a decision to come over to Bahrain? And how did you know about Bahrain?
So actually, Bahrain was not part of the plan. So the plan was Qatar and Canada. So that was what I was looking for. But I later got to Dubai, which I have visa and I was having everything. I was about to leave for a trial in Dubai while the COVID also break in that very year, which was 2019. So flights were not moving. The country was shut down. The airport was shut down actually. So we have to stay back and wait till further notice. So that year, everything just went bad for me. That was the bad year I have had so far. So till then, I haven't gotten any team or anybody that will help me out. The main reason I haven't got anybody, the person that was on that project for me passed on, so I couldn't have any chance again like that. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for it. In the future. Maybe, this is the future. I mean,
Yeah.
this is my future, so I'm just waiting. Maybe someone sees me today and say, "Oh, yeah, I'm good. I want to help you." That's what I'm waiting.
So the guy who died, was he your manager or your agent?
He's like, a manager to me, an agent to me. Like he was just like everything because he's like long family related person, and he was at the voter part. I think I heard he was fighting for a position in a football office or something like that. But I never know. But he was a long something family related person, and he knew me when I was growing up. With my sister captain, I said he now play in Germany. The two of us, he knew us very well. So even when whilst I completed my elementary school, he gave me opportunity, a room that he wanted to give me, tell a school to give me a scholarship
Yeah.
to play for the school.
Yeah.
But in Ghana, we have some regions that are bigger than some.
Yeah.
Where I found myself at that moment was bigger than where he was giving me. So
Okay.
I had to reject his proposal and just stay at where I was.
Okay. And how are your parents supportive about your football passion?
Yeah, I'll give thanks to my mom because uh, my mom and dad was living in Accra, which is the capital part, and I was living with my uncle in the western part. My uncle never loved football because I normally get injured when I was on playing. So and he always want me to focus on education.
Yeah.
But for my mom, sometimes she goes to the market whenever she sees something like anything concerning football.
Yeah.
She normally buy for me.
Yeah.
Even the bubble that I brought from Ghana to this country, my mom was the one that bought it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So she's a footballer. Whenever we are playing on field, she always come around to watch. She
Wow,
normally
that is-
finish her food, everything she has to dance on time.
Yeah.
Dance it on time and come and sit and watch his kids play.
That's great. Yeah, of course, she's a very proud mom. Yeah. So how did Bahrain come up after losing your position in Dubai? How did the Bahrain come up?
Yeah. So the guy that was handling the visa issue after the one handling the one I know passed on, I became contact with the guy that was handling the visa issue. He called me and he was like, "Hey, we have this country here, which is called Bahrain." No, actually, he gave me two options: Qatar and
Bahrain, yeah.
But the currency movement on this country, because by then I didn't have any idea of this country.
Yeah.
But for the Dubai and Qatar, I've heard of it before. I've made a lot of research because by then I knew this is what I want to do. But when the Bahrain came in, I was like, oh, let me Google about this country and see what it does and how the country looks. So I just go online, view pictures of my own, check the currency. But what moves me more to Bahrain was the currency.
Yeah.
Because I saw the currency was way higher than.
I think the currency of Bahrain is the second in the world.
Yeah, the second highest.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah, compared, it's under Kuwait dinar.
Yeah. So that made you come here.
Yeah.
So how was the process of coming here? Did you come here with a job or did you come here with a football team? What brought you here initially?
Yeah, so the guy that was processing my document for me, I told him my interest.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, for the football thing, it's going to take a whole while process and stuff, but I can actually get a company that will give you employment visa when you come here. So for instance, you say you're a footballer, this is an Arabic country. You can just sell yourself out. I was like, okay, then that's a nice idea. So he told me I have to have a handwork. So I have to go in to learn something that like I love to do. You know.
All this time you didn't have any handwork.
Obviously, I have a handwork because I studied electrical engineering at the senior high school, which is full practical, something I did. So I would say that was what I was having as a handwork. But you know, the football was in me so much that I couldn't concentrate on that side. But that electrical sometimes I'm also afraid of light. That's why I didn't concentrate on that side. So he just told me, what do I want to learn? And so I told him. So I was there one day and I said, okay, why don't I go into programming? And he was like, hey, programming, why don't you choose car programming or door security? I was like, okay, that's cool. So I went to learn this 1 year.
Yeah.
That was 2020.
Yeah.
2021. And the airports were opening. I don't know how we go about it. So I was there one day and he called me. He was like, hey, when do you want to travel? And I said, as soon as possible, anytime the visa is in. So he told me and I was like, okay, fine. So I was there one day when he called me now. My visa is ready. So we should take it.
So did you get a job to come here or?
Yeah, I got a job. I got a job. I didn't come here with any visa except employment visa. Direct company.
Can you just tell us about getting the job, your job offer and everything?
Yeah, so coming to Bahrain, so he told me the process, which he told me it would take like 7,000 Ghana cedis. So that's 7,000 Ghana cedis.
How much is it in Bahrain?
7,000 Ghana cedis would probably be like, I think, approximately 250 or 300. Yeah.
So that you have to pay the agent for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the processing fee. So I told my mom and dad about it, and they gave me my dad gave me part. My mom also had her own, and I went to give him the money.
Please, just sorry for cutting you short, but I just want to understand. This is processing fee. Processing what?
the visa. He said he has to buy the visa online, and I don't know how, because I've never traveled before. So everything he was telling me, I was just following his orders. Which the person, I know the person too. But like, it's not like I know him through somebody. I came to know him more. The person was in Qatar. And the person was almost related to me. So through the person, I came to know him more. So everything he told me, I was just following the orders and kept on everything. I just go to my mom, my dad. This was he's saying. This the amount he's mentioned. What do you think about it? They'll give me the money and I will keep it. So I was there one day. He told me to go in for medicals, and that medicals cost like, I think, almost 100 BD. So no, sorry, it's not 100, but I think 50 BD. Like,
Okay.
so I went to do the medicals, and I gave the medicals to him. I think the medical lasts for 2 months or 3 months. The medical expired. I have to go and do the new one.
That's why it came to almost 100 BD.
Yeah. So I redo the medical and I give it to him. So I was there when he told me one day that the visa is ready. I have to buy a ticket. It's like, okay. And tickets cost like 4,000. The longer one will cost like 4,000 something Ghana cedis, and the short one, which is the express one, will cost like 7,800 Ghana cedis. So, and I asked him, why is it that the express ticket is expensive than the visa processing one? I said, yeah, that's how it works. Okay. So I talked to him. I told him, I don't have that kind of money to give you. Because by then, my brother also was preparing to go live for Ukraine. So it seems like two of us are living together. So my dad has to merge things between us and save us all to go together. So I told him, it's like, okay, you can pay me 3,500, which is half of the money that he was requesting for. And later, when you get there, you start working, then you pay me the rest. I said, okay, fine, that's cool. So I told my dad, and unfortunately, my dad gave me more than half, which was 4,000 something. He gave me, and I gave him the money. So everything went well.
If I may ask, when you're doing the visa process, did you have any job offer? Did you have any company that is employing you in Bahrain?
Yeah.
Or were you coming?
Yeah, so I didn't know the company. He knew the company. I never talked to the boss. I never spoke to anyone. He was just doing the thing, like it's not a visiting visa, it's not this visa, it's just you are going to a company direct. I'm talking with a person, the person is fully interested in you. And so he made me send videos of mine whilst I was working, programming cutting car keys and those kind of stuff. So that was the request he was making for me. So after the request, the visa came in. I paid him for the ticket.
Well, after the request, did you get an offer letter, like an employment letter, from the company?
Yeah. So
okay.
That was one thing I was looking for. So he gave me the offer letter later before everything was settled. So he said, "Oh, I should look through and see what's in the offer letter." So the offer letter states like I'll be taking 250 BD. So I converted 250 BD back in last year was like 5,000, 6,000 Ghana cedi. So I was like, oh, well, it makes sense because even in Ghana, you can't be working as a private this and be taking that amount of money. It's only few government workers that take that money. So it makes sense. So when I saw the offer letter, I signed the offer letter and everything went well. We went to the airport. He see me off with my mom and some few friends see me off. I got to Bahrain and the boss, actually I thought someone picked me for the airport. I thought it was the boss because the person looked very old. No, that's the boss, elder brother, who they sent me to one building. So after they sent me to the building, I've never lived in a room with someone before. Bahrain was my first experience. I was like, oh, hell no. It was just a student mattress. I was like, huh?
It was 2 beds.
No, just a student mattress. On one side, and the guys also has his own on one side. So I was like, they told me the next morning. Actually, I didn't have a student mattress on the student bed. So it was just full of metal. And they asked me like, hey, this is your bed. Tomorrow we'll get you mattress and those kind of stuff. So I was like, how do you want me to sleep here? This is full metal you want me to sleep on. And he was like, can you manage this for us tomorrow? Now all shops are closed, and I didn't want to do it. I was just standing. So I don't know where they got the mattress from. They gave me mattress to sleep on. The next day, they sent me to the company. I saw the company, which was a nice company. So I never got to see the boss. The boss just called me on phone. Hey Richie, how are you doing? And this kind of stuff. Like we responded very well. I'll come and see you during the week.
Yeah.
So I was there when the guy told me, boss, I should give you this money for food. I said, okay, fine. So I took the money. So in the morning I was there and they called me. Straight now called me. Oh, hey, how are you doing? I said, I'm good. Can you prepare yourself? We are taking you to the hospital. I said, what have I done? So I got panic. I don't know what's happened. I just opened my eye. When I opened my eye, I found myself in the quarantine center. They said I have a COVID.
Oh, yeah, because that's when they were doing the tests at the airport. Yeah.
They said I have a COVID. So they sent me there, and the boss called me and was like, don't be afraid. It's just number of time they will feed you and train you and educate you on some stuff. So just chill. Okay. So I was there like 10 days and I recovered and
you went back to work. Now, after you came here, what the agent told you about your work, was that exactly what you got when you got to Bahrain?
So I have that's a major question because I don't know. I brought offer letter from Ghana which was 250. When I from the quarantine center, I went to different because the company have a sub company. So they sent me to the sub company. That's where the boss was. Because I think that office is bigger than where we were. So when I see the boss, he talked to me, he asked me to give me my offer letter. And I give him the offer letter. He went to brought him a different offer letter. He stated like I will be taking 80 BD. And I was like, no, what's this? So I told him he should send me back to my country.
Why was there a difference between 250 to 80 BD?
Yeah, so I didn't understand. I called this guy. This guy told me, you get back to me. I don't know what went on between him and the boss. And the boss told me he'll be giving me 120. So the guy called me back and told me this is what the boss told him. So I should just exercise patience and work with them for a while. They'll increase my salary to that amount. And I said, okay, then I'll accept that offer. So I accepted the offer. First month I was working with them genuinely. Second month I was working with them genuinely. To the third month, I asked the guy that was there before me, how many years have you spent in the company? He said he has spent 17 years. I said, wow. And how much is your salary? He said 280. I said, wow. You are taking 280 for 17 years. How many years am I going to serve for me to get there? And he was like, I don't know. So that's where I started having issue with my boss. And even the hours that stated on the offer letter, that was on the hours that I was doing 12 hours.
An offer letter said
8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. Though the break time that was stated on the offer letter, I was having all that. But all like the information on the offer letter,
the one you got in Ghana,
and even the one the 80 BD one that he gave me, the information that was stated on that offer letter was not what I was working for. I was working for different things altogether. Because I can be at the website, they tell me go to the house and go and sleep and come back. I'll go to the house and sleep, and they'll tell me come back 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock I'll come back. You close 1 o'clock. Sometimes I close for 12 o'clock midnight.
At midnight, yeah.
And 8 o'clock in the morning I'm going back to work. You never understand.
Did you raise the issues with the company?
Yeah, I raised the issue. Hey, boss, I don't understand. So that's why you told me. It's just one day I was there. It was like, this next month, when this month ends, you look for different company, or I send you back to your country. And
why?
I didn't care to ask him why because.
Because you are having issues with everything.
I thought me that he was cheating me.
Okay.
So I didn't want to ask the reason why. But I was there on the 25th when he asked me to go home and look for a company. So I didn't know anyone by then. So I just saw one or two Africans. I didn't even have their contact. I just one day I was in the house. I pick a bus, I came to town, moving around. That's where I came to meet one or two Africans that I became friends with. So actually, at the quarantine center, I met a Cameroonian guy that I became friends with. So he was also giving me some information about the country and how I would go about things. So that guy actually helped me. Well, that can may God bless him. He actually helped me very
So
well.
when he asked you to look for another job or go back to Ghana, did you at that time know about LMRA, that you can take your issues to LMRA?
Yeah. Now I know about LMRA, which when I got to the country, the guy I called Godwin told me the rules and regulations, the jurisdiction that covers the rules and regulations. So I got to search online about rules about the country. So that's why I found LMRA, the labor something something something. So I read a lot about it. So I get to know where to go when in case something happened where I should move to. So when he didn't mention any police, anything or any I'm sending back, he didn't even force me to do and just ask me simple to just hey Richie, you can go and look for a company or take you back to your country. So I was just like okay.
And for letting you go, did he charge you or he just let you
That's
go?
why the problem he was like I have to pay him 300 and something B. The company that will sign the contract with, the company will give him that money from my salary. And I was like, no, I paid money before coming here. So that's where I got to know he actually processed everything for me, even my medicals.
Yeah, because the company that is employing you process everything from Bahrain.
Yeah, that's why I got to know he processed everything. But unfortunately for him, I was having my receipt and he was also having his receipt.
So your agent took money from both sides?
Yeah. So what actually happened? Okay, the agent didn't give me receipt, but the only receipt I have on me when I went to the hospital 2 times, I made a deposit by myself, not the agent.
Yeah.
So I was having those receipts that I made the deposits at the hospital, and that amount in Ghana is very expensive. Expensive money in Ghana. So when he saw the receipt, he was like, "How come?" So he made a call through the guy 2 times or 3 times. He didn't get a guy. Later, I asked him to give me the guy's number. He didn't give me the guy's number. I don't know the reason why. Because by then I was calling the guy. The guy was, I thought his line was not going through or something again. But he managed to call the guy and spoke to the guy. But he didn't give me the guy's number. So he seized my 3rd month salary. And I didn't even force to take that money because it was something he just asked me. So I got some few friends that was like, hey, don't follow that money, just leave that money. So what he did was he gave me 25 B just to use as a pocket money. Let go of me. So that was it.
And did you have to leave the company accommodation immediately, or did he give you time?
Yeah, so he gave me a grace period like 1 week, 2 weeks to live there. So I lived there like 1 week. So the very day I got to Bahrain, we were 5 Ghanaian guys that came to Bahrain that very day. So one guy has a nice company that he's working on. He was having his own room, personal room, not sharing with anyone. So I spoke to this guy, and this guy was like, "Oh, you can come and live with it till you find a job." So I went to live with this guy for like 6 months. I was unemployed, looking for companies to work with. I went to work at Rames Mall, Cruise Hotel, one restaurant at Issa Town. I've worked in social shops, a whole lot, but all of them were deceiving. They will give you a visa, they will do this, they will do this. Some didn't even pay me the money that I worked for. So when I bought this my new company that was willing to give me a visa, I just give it, and the salary was even small. And the work that I'm doing is even lower. I've just come down to my lowest level to accept the job because I was out of visa.
So what was your journey when you were looking for another job from leaving that job? What was your experiences with working in different countries as you look for, in different companies as you look for a better job and settle?
And the challenge was you not getting to meet the CEO or the director or something. The people you meet is like maybe you meet the secretary, you meet the supervisor, you meet so those people that you meet makes it difficult for you. So for me, I sometimes find it very easy because I was looking at my profile. I was working with my profile. So normally I don't just wake up and go to just let me just go here and look for a job. Sometimes if I come to your company and I see the person I'm talking to, it's not really he will or she will not help me. I don't even end my conversation. I just back off and just move on to the next one. But all the companies that I've gone to, all the people that I met over there were genuinely open to me. But just the salary issue, and some were not even ready to pay you, but they deceive you, but they were genuinely open and they tell you how to go about it and those kind of stuff.
And how about transferring visa?
Yeah, so I have issue with transferring visa because I was out of visa like 6 or 7 months. I wasn't working. I was working.
So the previous company, once they let you go, they canceled the visa?
Yes, they canceled the visa like within 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They canceled the visa. So while my new company wanted to renew, this new company I work with wanted to renew my visa, I have to do extension.
Yeah.
So the extension was where I was having a problem because the new company was not ready to give me their CR to do the extension. And my the old employer was also telling me at first he doesn't want to do the extension for me, but later on he accepted to do the extension. But was telling me he can only get time this time, which the time he wanted to give me, I don't know, maybe I'll lose the opportunity that I have with my new company. So I have to just make my own research. So when I got this man that was willing to help me. He was like, oh, you can just go to the immigration office, follow this process. So the man actually helped me, and I followed those processes. And within a week, I got the extension, and I give my passport to the new company. And within a month, my visa was ready. What delayed me was where I was going to work. I have to have a pass-in card that I can enter the gate to open. So they said they were having system with they were having a problem with their system. So that was what delayed me, and I stayed in the house for 1 month without working, and I have to wait for it. Yeah. By then I was already having the visa, so that wasn't an issue for me.
I think one of the things that people don't really know about Bahrain, or the people who are living in Bahrain, is that anytime you have any issue with the visa, instead of using somebody to go to immigration on your behalf, it's very quite easy and very straightforward for you to go to immigration by yourself. Instead of looking for an agent or somebody to do it for you, ask questions and do it by yourself.
Yeah, so regarding to that, the best way for you to get the best answers is to just wake up, go to the immigration office for them to educate you more about what you need to know.
Yeah.
When you want to pass through, people might squander your money and makes you lose a lot of things that maybe they will not even help you to get it.
Yeah.
Later you end up going to the immigration office.
Yeah.
So I'll advise anyone out there that if you're having any issue, the first thing to do is you move to the immigration office. Even if you're having a problem with your company, I think immigration office even serves most. If you're not ready to go to the police station,
immigration or LMRA and have everything settled.
They will educate you to where to go and where not to go and how to go about it for you to get yourself intact, for you not having any problem in the country.
Because most of the time people are not even looking for the information. They go back to Google and Facebook to find out from other people. So instead of going to the right offices and getting the right information.
Yeah, so that's one problem we have. Google, Facebook, and those kind of stuff. I can sit down right now and put something on Google. I can sit down right now and put something on YouTube, Facebook. You might come across it and read it. You may think it's something real.
Yeah. And it's not.
Yeah, and it's false. It's a false story that I've posted over there. And when you read it and you get interest and you follow it more, it will give you a lot of options that will deceive you more. So I think maybe when you have issues like this, maybe you ask a friend which government office can I go? Because when you ask which government office,
Yeah.
the person will, okay, this is the government office, because this is a country we live in. We're
Yeah.
not living in our country that maybe you are just like, hey dad, I'm having this issue and all that. And you're like, oh, let me help you through this.
Yeah.
But we are living in someone's country. The best question to ask is, which government institution can I go to solve
this issue? Yeah.
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 And maybe the person can go tell you, okay, go to Google or
Yeah.
YouTube, type this.
Yeah.
You have their number there.
Yeah.
It's better for you to call their number or to read research about them and find yourself in a problem.
Actually, whenever you call, as long as you call before 2 p.m., you always have your. It may sometimes at some offices it may take long for your phone to be connected, but they will still. It's easier for you to get information, and even from the phone call, they will tell you where to go. You know. Yeah. So now you've come to Bahrain, you hustle with your job. Now you have a good job. So what happened to your football career and your passion?
So the Cameroon friend that I met when I had COVID was actually, I think, but I met him only twice on the field playing. But he's not into football like that. So when I told,
so he told you about football.
Yeah. So when he asked me what do I use to entertain myself, I told him football is something that is in me, not just a passion, something that is in me. I was born with. I was like, hey, we have a Cameroon team over here, but he never told me they have a Ghanaian team. I don't know. So he introduced me to their team. They were playing match when I called. He introduced me. I was just sitting at the bench. They were playing. I think they were down by a goal or two. Later on, everybody has to play. So I was just there. All the Cameroon guys played, and later on they put me in. I think I scored or I assisted. So that's why they got to know me and said, "Oh, this guy, you are very good." And the coach talked to me after the play. He was like, they play every Friday or every Thursday evening. So whenever they are playing, they'll call me. So I play with them like a month and 2 weeks, or a month or 3 weeks, something like that. So one day after we played the match and I was going home, I met this girl in the car, and she was like, "Hey, where are you from?" And I told her I'm from Ghana. She was like, "Yeah, I'm also from Ghana. Where are you coming from?" I said, "Oh, I went to play football." I was like, "Wow, which team did you play for?" I said, "Oh, I play for the Cameroon team." I said, "Oh, we have Ghanaian team also here. Why don't you play for Ghana? Are you that good?" And I said, "Oh, you can never just come and watch me on the field and just justify your own this thing." And she was like, "Okay." So she gave me her line. I contacted her one Thursday and I said, "Are they playing today?" And they said, "Oh, they are playing on Friday." Since Friday was my off, Friday I went to their place and we sat down with a man, which was also a Ghanaian.
Her husband.
So that was probably the husband. So we were talking football. He was asking questions about which position I play, how can I do, what can I do when I'm on the field, and this kind of stuff. So I never knew he was even the coach. I thought it was just a friendly question he was asking. So when we go to the field, that very day they were playing tournament. I think a Ghanaian tournament, because they have 6 teams. Ghanaian team that are 6 over here. So they were playing a Ghanaian tournament. So they started the tournament. They lost first match. They were playing second match, which they were down by 2 goals. And everybody was playing because he told me I can't participate because I'm just new and the players will get angry and those kind of. There are a lot of players that they don't even get a chance to play. So maybe if they put me in, they'll be like, oh. So even that day, I regret going there because the Cameroonians, even I was an outsider. They didn't treat me like that. They gave me that chance at that moment to play. But I think I was just on the bench. So when they put me in after they've lost 2 matches or something, the last match that they put me in, I excel myself well. And, and one guy said, "We have good player there. You guys allow him to see them. We've lost the tournament before you put him in," those kind of stuff. So that's why one guy told me maybe they do training every Thursday evening and they match on Friday. We became friends. I play with them, and I can boost myself. Since I joined that team, the goals I've scored in that team, no player has come
and beaten you
newly, or I've not met any player that have scored that goal. Though I wasn't playing as a striker, but I make sure every match I play, I score a goal or a 2 or a 3. Yeah. Because for me, if you want me to put a pen on a paper and write the goals I'm scoring in that team, a whole lot, that I can boost on myself and say, oh, no one has scored this goal. Because sometimes we play match against Uganda, I scored 4 goals. Against even my Cameroon team that I played for. We were down by 2 goals today. I was late. When I came, we were down by 2 goals. I came to equalize the 2 goals and even turned to an argument between me and my Cameroon friends. So
And during this whole time that you're playing for your country's club here in Bahrain and also as well as Cameroon, have you tried getting a job in playing football for a club?
Yeah, I've tried Muharak FC, Hit Club, and Manama Club. Which other club? I've tried 5 or 6 clubs. And they were all requesting of agent. So for Muharrab Club, when I got there, I met a guy. He only speak Arabic. He asked me where I was from. I told him I was from Ghana. He said, "Oh, we have Ghanaian players here too." So he introduced me to one Ghanaian guy, which I spoke with him, and he was like, "Oh, he was even playing in Saudi, but we just moving here and this kind of stuff." So he became my friend, and I met one guy too. The guy was like, "There's a newly promoted team that is coming to the Premiership." So he will introduce me to them. Maybe I'll play Justify with them. And if I'm good, they could sign me. But I don't know what happened. This Ghanaian guy asked me which position I play, and those kind of like, as soon as I mentioned my position, he just lost interest in me. I don't know what happened.
Maybe he felt competition.
I don't know. So when I message him, he doesn't reply my message. I call him, he doesn't pick my call. Even for that, I was just calling to get that guy's number, the one that was willing to help me. But it didn't work out, so I backed off. I came to Hit Club, and Hit Club told me I should come back in December. So December, I was having injury.
Okay.
Yeah, we played a tournament. After that tournament, I was having injury, so I didn't get a chance to go back. And I went to Manama Club. Manama Club directed me to Naminja Club or something. Najma Club or something.
Yeah.
So they told me to go there because they've already listed the players that they'll be using for the season. So they pushed me to that side. I went to that side. The guy I met told me the head coach is not in, and he was asking a lot of questions. So I just have to go back and get prepared and come back fully.
So now that they're asking for having an agent, do you need an agent who is in Bahrain, or do you need an agent who is back home? Or the other footballers that are working in clubs, are playing for clubs, what advice are they giving you about getting an agent here in Bahrain? How can you get an agent?
Yeah, so I spoke with this my friend. He said he had agents in Saudi. He wanted to introduce me to the agents. But we have one problem. We Africans have one problem. We can be more talented.
Yeah.
But back home, they don't tell us, hey, you have to do this, have this equipment down, or have this down. In case you have this person wanted you, you can send this on this or that. The clubs I play for, we don't have videos, pictures. Before you have this thing, maybe you are playing football, you tell someone, take my phone, take me pictures when I'm playing, take videos of me when I'm playing. So one major problem I've noticed, when you got every club I've gone to in Bahrain here, they ask you, do you have a video?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have something that shows that? But which I see is a total mistake question that they are asking. That those questions shouldn't be asked.
But if they want videos, you can still take videos when you're playing with your country people here. But do they want from back home or?
Yes, because I think video playing on here, normally you see us playing as professionals.
Okay.
But as a person that has a football eye, someone can stand by and say, like, you can figure out some players. This guy is not a footballer. This guy is a footballer. This is a footballer. This is a footballer. The person will notice that these are maybe like they just come together to play. But some are talented inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, some are talented. So it all depends on somebody that maybe will come and stand outside, want something in football, will say, hey, you're a footballer, I want to help you out. You have one Cameroonian guy that we played a match, and I think he's now playing in this. He's going to Greece.
Okay.
So a guy saw him here and was like, "Hey, you were good, so I wanted to help you out." And this kind of, he made him go back to his country. I don't know how the process he took the process from his country, but he's now in Greece.
So here also, once you guys are playing between countries, Africans countries, that you are having your friendly matches, there are people who are still doing scouting for players from other countries.
Yeah, we have people that comes around and watch. Because I remember one day we were playing Hammer Town. The team that trained on that field, it's not a Hammer Town. Avenue Mall. Is it Avenue Mall? There is a club, I've forgotten that area because I don't go around that once I'm going to play. So we were playing. I noticed whenever we go to the field, you see cones and ladder and a whole lot of things like that. So I noticed a team train on that field. So one day we were playing, I saw a guy, he's not as black skin as us. He was having a crystal on his neck. He was standing at one side. Because I normally play at the wings. So he was standing there. He was,
just check your mic to be fair. Yeah.
So he was standing there and he was watching us. So while he was watching us, I noticed something happened on the field that day. African women normally when we are playing sometimes fight or something. So he just moved away. So I was focusing on him when I was playing. So whenever I had the ball, I have to do the ball, do something with the ball. When he moved out, he never came back. I was like, this guy is actually somebody. Later, I got to find out that he was the coach of the team that trains the footballers on that field.
So I know also that you are a coach.
Yeah.
So how did coaching students come about?
Yeah. So the coaching student, our company accommodation is in here. We close from work very early. When you get to the house, you do nothing. And I'm a type. I always live in a room by myself. I don't talk to people. So by my company, you can't live in a room by yourself. So, and unfortunately for me, I'm the only African among Indians, Bangladesh. So I don't have any peace. I just like I don't have it. I mingle with them, but communicating with them, I find it very hard. So I normally go out, walking around the streets. So one day I was walking around the streets and I found this pitch. There's a football pitch around there. So I normally see kids playing over there. I sat down and watch them. When I'm tired, I go back home. So one day I just approached them. Hey, I noticed what you are doing on the field here. It's something similar to what we do in Africa. Because sometimes when you are captain your team and your coach is not in, you have to lead
the players. Yeah.
So you have to face something for the players for them to follow you. So as I was a captain back in my country, I know a lot of those stuff. So I told them and I was like, okay, you can come. So I joined them and they were supposed to study me for a month before they can.
So the person you talked to was the leader of the team that was playing?
I think that's the owner of. He's among the owners of the academy.
Oh, it was a school playing football?
Yeah, it's a full academy that they train football players.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they had to study me for a month before.
So let me get it right. So you went there and I just want to get it straight because this is going to help somebody who is thinking about football. So you went there, you found them playing. How did it go?
Yeah, I found them playing. Though there is a big difference between playing in an African pitch and playing on this pitch. African, sorry to say, I'm not saying people here are not talented. But African, I think we are special. Because you find a kid at the age of 6 playing football compared to a kid at the age of 8 years. You see the kid back then in Africa at the age of 6 is way ahead of a kid that is here that is 8 years old. So when I saw that, at first, you're like, hey, I can make this kid. When I see this kid, he's very talented, but he need African spirit inside.
Okay.
So that was what I thought.
Yeah.
You just need an African spirit inside you because
Yeah.
it's very good. You need that spirit.
Yeah.
So let me approach them with this.
Yeah.
So that was the approach that I made.
Okay.
And they were interested.
Uh-huh.
So when I started my first month, they were supposed to stay with me for a month.
So when you talked to them, they watched you see how you're working with the kids to see how to see if they can have you on board.
We have a head coach that has coached in one of the premier teams, and he's a very good coach. So he studied the coaches that are around there, and the schedule for the week he posts it in the group. And sometimes by then I was in the group because they were just studying me, so they can't put me on their platform. So they send it to me personal for me to study. So when I started a week later, I saw there was a black guy too from Cameroon. That was also one of the coaches. So he was at the senior side, and they tell me to just join because we are from the same, like I say, mother something. Because we are from Africa, we are all from one descendant. So I was following him, and it was just how to communicate with the kids because
they're speaking Arabic.
So this guy was, but later I found out that it's African something in us. The guy is a coach. He's not a footballer. You have something in footballer that you can't get in a coach. You have something in a coach that you can't get in a footballer. But you have something in a coach and a footballer that you can't get in a coach or you can't get in a footballer. That's one thing I have. I have something in me that I serve as a coach
and as a footballer.
So I became like more special. So after the first month, I thought they won't even pay me. So the first month I was in, the guy that employed me came and said he greeted me. So this is your salary. So I was surprised. So the following day, I saw they just add me to their platform. They give me coach, the uniform, and everything set. They give it to me, and they paid me as well. And that's how I started.
And how long have you been training the children?
1 year now.
Wow.
Yeah, 1 year.
So far you're having 2 jobs in Bahrain.
I would say I'm having 2 jobs, but it's not actually 2 jobs.
So 1 full-time job and 1 part-time job.
Yeah, the football is just the football is just something I was passionate of, a goal I have in me. So I will not take that as a part-time job. I'll still take it as a full job, full-time job, because I still have the interest in the football as well, which maybe in the future, this is the future that we are in. Maybe tomorrow, that's what I'll be looking on, not what I'm doing now.
So what are your future plans about, joining football professionally? What are your future plans on that?
Yeah, now I'm working on something, trying to get an agent, a manager that knows much about football, not just somebody that sees you on the field. It'll be like, I like football, I like playing football, so I didn't just help you with some football stuff or something. No, I want somebody that knows much about football. Somebody that when he sees you with his eye, it's like, hey, this guy, you are very talented. I can bring this out of you. Those are the type of person I'm looking out to. A person that can help me get
to the higher level
I want to get to. Not even the level I want to get to. When I get to the middle of the level that I get to, I know I've achieved the dreams of what I've been dreaming about for a very long time.
That's awesome. And we pray that, with time and the future, you'll be able to get into to professional football. So a lot of people, especially I have a lot of people who are asking me, how can I come to Bahrain? What do I need to know? So what advice would you give to anybody who is trying to come to Bahrain?
Coming to Bahrain right now, don't come with visiting visa. That's the first thing I'll tell you. Because we have a lot of people. You may come today and get a company that will change your visa for you to get an employment visa. So far, if you come with a visiting visa and you find interest in the country and want to work here, you may come today and have that chance. And we have a lot of people that have that idea. Let me come to the country as a visitor, study the country. If I like the country, I'll settle down and work in the country. But it doesn't work for them. They are still out there struggling. We have thousands of Africans out there. They are struggling to even feed themselves with visiting visa and they are out of visa. That's making their life very, 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 very tough for them to live in Bahrain here. Though cost of living in Bahrain here is not high, but you get to pay rent. And paying rent in Bahrain here is very expensive.
There's been a video circulating this week about one guy who, I think he was duped by his agent.
Yeah. So one thing I'll tell them out there is, when you get to a country, you don't just meet anybody on the street and the person tell you anything, then you pick it. We have a lot of people here, our brothers from Africa. We have a lot of people that are having corrupt mind. I'll not mention any name or any African country name or any country name. We have a lot of people there that are struggling to get there. So when they find a chance in you, they use you as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
To put food on their own table. So, bro, when you come to the country, okay, try to get to the right channel by you can have your own resume, CV, anything that maybe you want to settle down in the country. You have a lot of companies. Work to them. I know for sure in this country, every company that you go, no matter what it takes, you meet an African man. Right?
Yeah. There are so many African people now here in Bahrain.
Yeah. So when you get to a company, even if you didn't get a job, and you find a black person over there, try to get the person's number.
Yeah.
Don't ask the person, please, can you find me a job or something?
Yes.
What's the way out? Where and when should I pass to get the work?
Show me the way to look for a job. Yeah.
Look for a job.
Yeah.
As soon as you ask the person, how can I get a job in your company? You give the person different thought of mind. Okay. Even if you have they have a vacancy that you want to help you. Maybe that person is not willing to help you genuinely.
Yeah.
Just take you something.
Yeah.
Which is something like a human character.
Yeah.
A human character. So you have to ask the question, the appropriate question, show me the way how to get a job in this country.
Yeah.
Is there any way? So when you ask this question, the person is like, hey, maybe even if the person is like, hey, maybe this question is something. Even if the person have a corrupt mind, like, let's get some person, maybe I can just take this like that. If you even the way you talk to people, to people.
And as well as also people should know how to socialize, connect with people, exchange contacts, try and have conversations with people that can lead to connecting.
Yeah.
One other thing I would advise people is if you're in Bahrain and you're looking for a job, GDN classifieds always advertise jobs every day, and they advertise from 12 midnight. So when I was looking for a job, there's something I came to learn, and one of the things that you learn is that they advertise jobs from 12. So once you apply, when the following day when they are checking on jobs, they check the emails that came in from 12 midnight. That's where they start. So if you're not having a job and you're looking for a job, apply. Just stay up. Anyway, nobody sleeps in Bahrain. We don't sleep in Bahrain. So start apply. Wait for 12 a.m. and send your CVs. Be on GDN and send your CVs. You have a higher possibility of being called for a job than somebody who has been applying for a job maybe one in the afternoon, 10 a.m. A higher possibility of them seeing your CV is if you apply for a job from 12 a.m. Now, Mr. Richard.
Yeah, let me say something about the CV. Because I prepare CV for guys and I have a lot of guys I prepare CV for. The only advice I'll give someone that maybe you know how to prepare a CV and you are looking for a job and you want to prepare the CV by your own self. Please, your previous job has nothing to do with the job you are looking for. That's one thing you have to put in mind. And the CV preparing, you can put your previous job there. There's a small description, but let the CV based on what you are looking for. describe yourself more on what you are looking for, rather than putting 4 or 5 experience on just one CV. Some people, they will take your CV, they will not look at that, they'll just experience. They will just throw the CV away.
And it's something very, very, very important, which I know we are not used to this, but it's very important in Bahrain. On your CV, put your picture. Very important. And when you are putting your picture on your CV, make sure it's the best version of you. Because I notice they will read your CV, but they look at you. You have to look beautiful in Bahrain. You have to look good on the picture that you have put on your CV. Don't forget to put your picture, and don't forget to make sure it's your picture has to be, let me just say it, okay. So we will continue giving you more information about Bahrain, everything. If there's anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to talk about, please just comment and let me know. Also, I have my email address, I have my WhatsApp number. Kindly, my email address is leyan.leyan@gmail.com. My WhatsApp, don't call me directly, just send me a WhatsApp message, because I may miss your phone calls, but I will not miss a WhatsApp message. My WhatsApp is my WhatsApp is +973 3838 2312. So send me a WhatsApp message. If you want to share any story that you have about Bahrain, please contact me. Just give me a brief description about your story, and we will host you. And if there's anybody else, again, if I've been getting comments, please, can you share this person's story? Just as well, write to me on my email or on my WhatsApp, and we will be able to share your stories. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your comments and everything. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to put your notification bell on, so that you have every other stories that we do. And don't forget to share. Please, we need your support, and as well as your sharing. So thank you so much for getting time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening.
And this is Chewy, just in case you don't know. He is also a member of this team of the Daring the Desert show. Thank you.
Right. See you.